Facts. Why do you think, what's so crazy though? I would imagine that, we all come from the struggle. We black. But why do you feel like when certain black people make it to a certain level, they look down on niggas? Like, bro, you came from where we came from.
Well, listen, bro. What do we tell athletes who, what are we saying? What's the brother who played for Memphis? Basketball dumb and super.
Ja Morant? Or
what are we telling Ja Morant, who doesn't seem to be able to break away from the street shit? What are we saying to him? We're saying to him, nigga, how stupid are you? How many times do you have to put your life, your freedom, your career in jeopardy before you understand that all that hood shit, that gangbang shit, that shit is counterproductive, and it's gonna put you in a position where you're gonna be in the penitentiary. You got plenty of examples of motherfuckers who've jacked their career off trying to be loyal to the streets. The streets, hey, listen, my nigga, the streets don't give a fuck about you. You are where you are right now because of your level of talent. The streets don't give a fuck about you. They'll see you dead. They'll see you stripped down and they're gonna laugh at you when if Ja Morant was to lose his career right now, if he was to get booted out the NBA, if he was to catch a lawsuit, get sued, get booted out the NBA, those contracts get dissolved, the same niggas who was running behind him, pushing him, filming him while he got a gun in his hand, those same niggas would laugh at him like he doing Sebastian Telfair. Right. They laughing at him. He did Allen Iverson. Before Allen Iverson got his groove back, they was laughing at him. You ran through $100 million, you broke, you laughed at the motherfucker. So, listen, so the whole thing is black people, we so motherfucking stupid. We are so motherfucking stupid. And we're so miseducated and so ill-informed to where when I see somebody doing well, and when I see somebody really honoring the gift that God gave them, I'm actually shocked, especially in the climate that we live in right now. We just talked about Pooh Shiesty and motherfuckers trying to make Pooh Shiesty and NBA Youngboy clash and collide. You hear me? We watch the motherfuckers watch that shit. You know what I'm saying? So, and now we're comparing Pooh Shiesty to, my nigga, you just did 3-4 years. So you're gonna come home and I'm assuming you're on federal paper. You come home and the first thing you do is start openly, right? BG couldn't even rap when he came home, right? He couldn't even rap when he came home. And then when they started to allow him to rap, they wanted to review his lyrics before he could put the song out. Pooh Shiesty come home, go right ahead, nigga, be as destructive and volatile and insightful as you want to be. Incite all the young niggas, your fans against young boy fans. The Gremlins versus the motherfucking children from the corn. In the infamous words of Charleston bitch-ass White.
What's your issue with him?
He's a ho-ho. He's a ho-ho. Fort Worth, Texas ought to be ashamed of that bitch-ass nigga. Let me tell you something. One of the major things that he does, he criticized rappers, right? He criticized the whole hip-hop scene. Is that not what he does? Right? He talked about how we promote self-hatred, misogyny, disrespect for ourselves and for our women, violence towards ourselves, and violence towards our own community. But Charleston White he's a drill rapper himself. And what I mean by that is that when he came out, he was like a fresh breath of air because you had an older guy who was telling it like it was about the shit that was happening with black people and then the shit that we do to ourselves. That was refreshing because you don't really have black people who were in the YouTube world or the entertainment world who would come with raw truth like that, whether you want to hear it or not. Charleston White has figured out that him being on that soapbox, it doesn't pay him. So he didn't gave up on trying to be a redeemer in terms of the things he say, and now he's all sensationalism. He gonna pick the most volatile issues in the world, and he gonna say the most negative shit about it because he knows that somebody's gonna pay him for an interview. Period. As simple as that. So he didn't gave up on trying to be a redeemer. He didn't gave up on trying to use his voice to speak to the different shit that affects black people. And he even says it. He even said, man, I ain't trying to say no nigga no more. Fuck you dumb ass niggas. Y'all ain't listening no way. So I'm gonna say the most crazy. Charleston White is a black Charlie Kirk. Right now he's earning a living by pointing out the most obvious flaws, the most obvious problems within the black community. He's pointing them out. He's isolating them. He's pointing them out. White people love Charleston White now because he's a black Charlie Kirk. He's pointing out the issues that we all know are problems within the black community. He's talked about it, right? He's disrespecting women, kids. He's even disrespecting the dead. for the purposes of entertainment. There's no probative, there's no educational, there's no cultural value attached to 95% of the shit he say. He's just saying it because he's a shock jock now. Charleston White is a YouTube shock jock. It's as simple as that.
So to play devil's advocate, right? You say some shocking things too, maybe, and you believe it, right? Mm-hmm. But let's say all of a sudden you start getting $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 of just a whop. You just getting this money over.
I'm not
and over.
Gonna compromise.
Yeah, I get it, but I just want to finish my thought real quick. And all of a sudden you are the biggest sensation on YouTube, Instagram. Everybody's booking you. You're on Shannon Sharp. You're on all these platforms, just spreading your gospel that you're spreading. Mm-hmm. You don't think it would change you, not even a little bit?
Listen, bro, I'm a black man, and I'm a black man who come from nothing, and so. That's like what you just said Lil Rod did. Lil Rod was willing to compromise his manhood and his integrity for the spotlight that he never got. You never gonna win by selling your own kind out. You never gonna win by allowing yourself to be used as a tool against your own people. They've already tried that, right? Every black person, like Michael Jackson, he tried that. Ain't no difference between black and white. They tore his ass up. You hear me? He Jesus juice and fucking with monkeys. Tore his ass up. O.J. Simpson. Oh, I like black women. I like white women. Ain't no difference between. I don't believe in that race shit. Tore his dumb ass up. You hear me? Every black person in the history of the world of entertainment who have turned against their own kind, who've allowed themselves to be used as a tool, like Bill Cosby. Before Bill Cosby failed, he had changed from the Huxtable shit to one of the most critical people in the country when it came down to criticizing and calling out black people. Long before Charleston White, man, you had motherfuckers like Bill Cosby had turned super hypercritical, right? When they used him as much as they possibly could, they put all the white holes on him. He raped the bitch, drugged the bitch, they raped the bitch, and all that kind of shit. The white man they don't want you. They don't want you. They want to use you as a tool to expose your own people, to expose the faults of your own people. So even if I was getting booked, if I had to trade in, if you say, okay, dog, we go right now. I got 10 engagements. I have 10 big podcasts, 10 big platforms, and we're gonna get $10,000 a piece. But you have to say this, that, and the third, or you have to slickly, it ain't gonna be blatantly, but you have to. Here's a point. I want you to emphasize this point, and that point, and do it in such a way to where nobody knows that you're really kind of like, right? I'm not gonna do it if I feel like that I'm compromising my own people. Me being critical of my people and me telling it like it is, that's different from me being used by somebody else as a tool and as a weapon against my own people. You ain't never gonna be able to weaponize me against black people. I don't give a fuck how stupid and how ignorant niggas is. I'm never gonna do that.
So let me ask you this. One thing we can't deny that he does is still give game, even within that.
Yeah.
So I guess, his whole thing has always been, like you say, he'll get his shit off, but it's to bring people in and he'll educate them. Do you respect? Because he literally tells you what he's doing.
Listen, he's mastered the world of YouTube, right? Right. He's mastered the whole game of. So listen. So he's a shock jock. We know that people, whether you want to hear it or not, we know that when he's a critical thinker,
right?
And as such, he knows how to instigate. He knows how to create a firestorm. He knows how to create an avalanche. He knows how to do the things necessary that's going to get people to pay attention. Is he all bad? No, he's not all bad. He ain't all bad. But his focus now is simply pointing out the obvious and then using using our obvious flaws as a people, black men and black women,
right.
Using the obvious flaws of black men and women. And then he's putting those things on, he put them on the billboard for the whole world to see.
Right.
It's true. I'm not saying he's mastered this shit. He will tell you, I don't give a fuck about redeeming nobody no more. Right? I'm saying whatever I got to say, like the LSU player who committed suicide, right? How he handled, see listen, it's a difference between being a truth teller, but he's crossed the line to now that he's just into the world of shocking, right? When his numbers fall on the algorithm, then you're gonna see him grab hold and purposefully take the opposite side of something that we all consider to be normal and appropriate, he gonna jump on the opposite side of that shit and go right for the jugular vein, knowing that that's gonna inspire people to want to talk to him about why he said X, Y, and Z. But listen, when it comes to that, he great at that.
No.
He's mastered that.
I feel you.
If you weak, listen, if you're a weak interviewer, right? You can't even interview Charleston White because he's gonna run circles around your motherfucking ass. He's gonna run circles around you. You have to have some level of intellect to even sit down and talk to him because if not, he gonna peep it. He gonna peep you slow as a motherfucker, and he's just gonna take over the interview.
He gonna run it over. Yep.
Yeah. Or y'all gonna have a conflict because he is taking over your platform.
That's a big fact.
Real life.